the significant thing was that Ngũgĩ had taken that play to the peasants of Limuru, which was a revolutionary and game-changing moment in the theater and performance history of our country. We're therefore witnessed here today in the presence of history to see the original actors of the play. So Ngũgĩ was indeed a people's playwright who left the halls of the elite of the University of Nairobi to educate and conscientize the people in the villages of our country. And he was able to empower people to speak for themselves in their language. And he planted the first seeds of freedom and liberation among the people of Limuru. Ngũgĩ was undoubtedly a colossal figure and a seminal force in both African global literature and African politics. He was a leading political, social, cultural, and intellectual thinker of our times. A journalist, a novelist, a playwright, a professor, philosopher, and above all, for me, a revolutionary icon, an intellectual thinker, and a political activist. His original theoretical interventions have shaped and influenced the global community on critical issues such as culture, language, identity, and decolonization. Indeed, he is one of the leading lights and a major figure in the theories of decolonization and decoloniality. The depth and the breadth of his contribution to the cultural, social, and political emancipation, as well as the humanization of the Kenyan and the African society at large, are unparalleled in modern African history. His life has been inextricably linked to our political and cultural struggles, both on the continent and beyond. Ngũgĩ is of course better known for his seminal fiction, but I have known him as a revolutionary and political actor who has dedicated his life to the liberation of Kenya and the realization of a truly independent and prosperous nation, free from the shackles of imperialism and new colonialism. As a revolutionary thinker and activist, Ngũgĩ has effectively used the pen as a powerful weapon of resistance against imperialism, oppression, and injustice, as well as a tool for decolonization and liberation. He gave a name, a face, a voice, an alternative narrative to Kenya's toiling masses, the peasantry, and the proletariat. He always stood with the dispossessed, the oppressed, the exploited, and the downtrodden, the wretched of the earth, and has brilliantly articulated their struggles, dreams, and aspirations, contributing significantly to the struggle for fundamental change. All his writings, speeches, and activism directly challenge the foundations of the Kenyan new colonial state and envision a different Kenya, a different Africa, and a more just and equitable global system. He rejected the colonial and racist notion that Africans were inherently inferior or limited in their abilities and should remain hewers of wood, drawers of water for the Western world and capitalism. Ngũgĩ's radical vision empowered us to believe that another Kenya, another Africa, but an active freedom fighter who led from the front in the struggle, who has written, spoken, and organized against inequality this month in June 1982, when he left Kenya for London, being the metropolis of the British Empire and the symbol of fighting metropolis of the British Empire and the symbol of fighting time and place to be, a center of political activism and time and place to be, a center of political activism and a political school for those fleeing repression and persecution. Many committed white Britons also campaigned for change within the UK and supported struggles for freedom across Africa, Asia, Latin America, and the Caribbean, providing a political home for many of us who have fled persecution in our own countries. It was also a time of rising political consciousness among the sizable Caribbean community, fighting against racism and for social justice, equity, and inclusion.